Hello, this is a video on how to play the card game Nomination Whist. You may also hear the game be referred to as Nomi. It's a trick-taking game. It's very commonly played in the military, and so it is a Whist variant. It's played over 16 hands with a varying number of cards per hand. The objective is to score points by bidding or nominating the number of tricks that you will win in each hand, and you want to have the highest score at the end of the game. Trumps for each hand are chosen by the player with the highest bid. The number of cards in each hand is as follows: 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you start from 7, you go down to 1, and then you go back up to 7 again. Then, after that, you have 3 additional hands. 7 cards with no trump, 7 cards with no tricks, where all players must try to lose all the tricks, and then one final additional hand with 7 cards that is just played normally. So that would be a total of so you have 3, 6, 9, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 tricks. So bidding starts with the eldest hand bidding first each deal. The total of all the bids combined may not equal the total number of tricks in the hand. Okay, so if one player bids 7, other players cannot bid 7 because there is only 7 tricks in the hand, right? The total of all the bids combined may not equal the total. If one player bids 7, another player may not bid 0, right? Because, well, all the other players may not bid 0 because then the total would be 7, right? The bid would be 7 and the number of tricks is equal to 7, right? The total of all the bids combined cannot equal the number of tricks. And so let's say we have 7 cards and every other player, one player bids 6 and every other player bids 0 and it's your turn. You can either bid a 0 to keep it at 6 or a 2 to push it to 8. In essence, the total combined bids cannot equal to the number of cards in the trick. And if you're the last player who bids, you may oftentimes be forced to bid a certain thing, depending on how the cards in each hand are. So, the player who bids highest chooses the trumps for the hand, right? So the objective is just to bid the number of tricks you think you'll win in each hand. And so looking at my hand here, I think I can win 2 tricks. So I'll bid 2. Brum there bid 4. And so Brum will now choose the trumps for the hand, and Brum chose clubs. And so Brum would then lead the first trick, and the winner of each trick then leads the first card of the next trick. Standard trick-taking rules apply, in that the winner of the trick is the player with the highest ranking trump card. If no trump card was played, the winner of the trick is the player with the highest ranking card in the lead suit. The winner of the trick leads the next trick, and you must follow the lead suit whenever possible. Right, so standard trick-taking rules. You essentially, in nomination bid the number of tricks you think you'll win. So, do note that the deal rotates clockwise every hand. So, let us play out this trick now. I have to follow the lead suit whenever possible, right? Brum once again played a club. I don't have a club, so now I can play a card from any suit. I'll go ahead and I'll play the 4 there. So, once again, I don't have a club, so I'll play a card from any suit. I don't have a spade, so once again, I can play a card from any suit. That is what we'll do here. So let us talk about the scoring. So, if you make your bid, you win 10 points plus the number of tricks won. So, Brum made the bid of 4, So Brum won 4 points for the 4 tricks won and an additional 10 points. Getting less tricks than the bid wins 1 point per trick won. Right? So if you get less than the bid, you'd still win 1 point per trick won. You won't get penalized for it. Getting more tricks than the bid loses 5 points for the first trick over, and then 1 additional point is deducted for each additional trick over the bid. So, make your bid, you'll win 10 points plus the number of tricks won. Go below your bid, you'll simply win 1 point for each trick won. If you go above your bid, you'll lose 5 points for the first trick over, and then 1 additional point deducted for each additional trick over the bid. So, getting more tricks, it does penalize you. You'll still score for the number of tricks right in your bid up until you go over. Once you go over, so let's say you have 10, which is not possible, right? But hypothetically, you scored, let's say, 12 tricks. You'd still get 1 point for the first 10 tricks, but for then the 11th trick, you'd lose 5 points. For the 12th trick, you'd lose 1 point. So, if you get more tricks, you still get a point for each trick won, but then you lose additional points. So, it's better to go under than it is to go over. Now, that's essentially it, right? Do note that in the additional trick where it is 7, where players want to win no tricks, every trick won, you lose 5 points. Those are the only things you need to worry about for scoring, right? In the no tricks round, you lose 5 points for every trick won. And so notice how we played the first hand with 7 cards in our hands. Now we're playing with 6 cards, right? We decrease the number of cards in each hand by 1, thus decreasing the number of tricks in each card by 1. We'll look at our hand here. We do have an ace and queen of spades. I think I can win 2 tricks here. If the bid is tied, what you have to do is you cut the deck. You cut the deck. Each player simply draws a card from the deck. Cuts the deck in half and looks at a card. The player with the highest card is the one who wins the bid. We'll pick spades as our trump here. So, the player with the eldest hand wins the most trick. So you might be saying, well, what is the eldest hand? And we'll talk about that. But for right now, let us just focus on, I guess, playing the game here. So, remember, it is clockwise, and so we do have to follow the lead suit. But the eldest hand is essentially the eldest hand. The first player who got dealt cards. That's usually the player to the left of the dealer, right? Because the dealer usually deals clockwise. So, the eldest hand is simply the player who, by definition, has the eldest hand as they have held the cards for the longest because they received them first. In this case, a diamond was played. We cannot follow the lead suit, so we'll play any card. So, I received 2 points for winning the tricks and then 10 points for making my bid. As you can see, nomination whist is quite simple, and that essentially wraps up how to play. It's not that different from regular whist, and it's not that hard as well. I hope you enjoyed, and thank you for watching.